Hello everyone, welcome to Unfiltered Opinions, an initiative by Unacademy. I'm Rishikesh Dudat, an educator on Unacademy, and today I'll be taking few questions asked by aspirants and try to answer them one by one. So let us look at the first question. Is how to understand the syllabus in the beginning. One of the best way of understanding the syllabus in the beginning is taking the syllabus and matching them with the past year questions of both prelims and mains, and then to understand that which part of the syllabus has more importance in the prelims, which part of the syllabus has more important in the main examination. And you have to do this step 2 for each and every topic as well as subtopic of the syllabus. Question number 2, how to revise the things we have studied on the weekly and the monthly basis. Very simple. For the weekly basis, keep a day, maybe it can be Sunday, it can be any day of the week, but preferably it is the Sunday because the Sunday is the end of the week or the start and Monday is the start of the week. So whatever you have studied on the weekly basis, you can revise them on the Sunday, including current affairs and optional. Keep some time for optional, keep some time for the current affairs. And how to revise them on the monthly basis. After a month, on the coming Sunday, keep one part of the Sunday to revise whatever you have studied in the previous month to be revised on the Saturday or the Sunday. Now, obviously, revision on the monthly basis initially will take time, but once you have started revising regularly, the same revision which may take 4 hours will be finished in 1 hour or so. How to analyze previous year questions and self-evaluation of the answers. So, previous year's question, again take the last 10 years or 15 years previous year questions. First, I'll tell you how to analyze for the main examination. There is a proper syllabus for the main examination. Look at whatever the topics you have studied. Then take out the previous year questions and start writing the answers. Once you start writing the answers, once you finish the answer, look at the answer yourself and see whether the introduction can be better. Maybe by the definition, maybe by the context on that what that question is asked. The body, whether there is structure in the answer, whether the points in the answer are matching, and whether you are answering the demand of the question what is asked, not what you know, but what is asked in the question. And whether in the conclusion you have given a way forward or a positive solution or a sustainable solution. That is what is the self-evaluation can be done. You can also compare your answers with the model answer of the toppers. And for the prelims, it is very easy. Whatever you have studied, whatever you have written for the mains, solve the PYQs of the past year and see whether you are going to get the answers right or wrong. Next question is, what makes geography as one of the most popular optional? The semi-scientific nature of the syllabus, and therefore geography is favorite among the science background students and the engineers. We know that the people from the engineering background give UPSC in large numbers. Secondly, because of its semi-scientific nature, it is also interesting subject for those who want to understand the dynamics, what is happening around the world in the terms of the climate, in the terms of the oceans, in the terms of the India's economic relations, India's spatial relations, as well as the geomorphology. But the third and the most important thing is geography has a huge overlap with general studies in the prelims as well as in the main examination. In the prelims, geography and environment has around 20 to 25 questions, while in the main examination, paper 1 of general studies and paper 3 of general studies have geography, Indian geography, environment, disaster management and agriculture as a part. So it reduces the burden of the students and therefore students opt for geography in large numbers. So next question is, how can I develop the analytical skills required for UPSC CSE? Simple it is. Read the issue in the news through an editorial. Give a critical thinking to the editorial. It should not be that, or you should not always agree or disagree with the editorial opinions and the editorial. You can develop your own critical viewpoint. Look at the discussions on the Rajya Sabha TV, Lok Sabha TV, or prominent news channels where there are really intellectual discussions happening. And then you can see how these people are thinking, what are the various dimensions they are thinking on, and thus you can develop the skills. Analytical skills in simple words is the temporal aspect, temporal matlab time pe aspect, geographical aspect, historical aspect, political aspect, and the social aspect of any problem. That is how we try to analyze a situation, a problem in front of us, and then we can give them the solutions. So, reading the newspaper, especially the opinions, listening to the debates on the TV, a standard debates on the TV is more than enough to develop the analytical skills for the general studies. But if you start reading certain good non-fictional books, you can and still develop it more for the essay paper. Next question, is NCERT enough for covering geography for UPSC CSE? No, it is not enough, but it is important because it will give you a very good strong foundation on which you can develop your knowledge. Most of the papers today, whether it is the questions in the mains or the preliminary examination, are based on the current affairs, which has obviously a strong conceptual background. But NCERT will just build your strong backgrounds, but it will not help you that much in the current affairs. So, NCERTs are not enough, I guess, of any subject for the UPSC CSE examination. Now, the seventh question is, why environment is gaining importance in the examination? Answer, it is affecting our daily life. It is because as the human population is increasing, the resources and the planet is getting, the resources are less and the planet is getting small. Plus, due to our economic activities, we are polluting our planet, which is affecting the biodiversity, health, and diseases. Maybe you can say the present COVID situation is due to the dominance of animal food, which started when there was a population explosion in China. That's when people started taking more of an animal food. So, this kind of a Malthusian and the Neo-Malthusian concept that in the future, Earth may not be able to sustain its population. There may be an environmental backlash, and in protecting the environment, we are protecting ourselves. In protecting the environment, we are making ourselves healthy, happy, what we call as a sustainable development is important. And for that, each and everyone, whether it is the aspirants, whether it is the general people, whether it is the policymakers, whether it is the industrialists, they all should have an idea of environment, and hence the environment is getting an importance. Next question is question number 8. What is the strategy to be used to memorize geographical facts and features? A critical and important questions by majority of the students. But the answer is very simple. Why you remember certain events in your life, certain people in your life? Because they are entrenched in your long-term memory. Why are they entrenched in your long-term memory? Reason is because it has a deeper level of processing in your brain. That means your visual memory, the audio visual memory is attached with it. So the same way is for the geographical facts or the facts of any subject. Write them down, imagine them after writing them down, revise them again and again, close the book and take a rough book and again write them down. You can make a flowcharts to remember them, you can make geographical maps to remember the places. Even in the history, you can make the use of the maps. So the more you practice, it will be more easier for you to remember. So I'll give you 3 words, that is revise, practice, visualize. Question number 9. What are the top 3 myths about UPSC CSE preparation? The first myth that students feel is UPSC is not meant for each and every aspirant. The aspirant has to be extremely clever, brilliant, with an exceptional academic record all over his life. Not necessary. The past performance does not indicate the present results. If an aspirant decides that he wants to crack the UPSC examination, he can start right now by working hard and coming to the level of better performing aspirants. The second myth is that you need to isolate yourself from the outside world and do group studies and to go to Delhi to clear the UPSC examination. No, you have to be honest in your preparation. Over the period of time, you will find a good circle, and with the technology now being an enabling factor, I don't think anybody needs to go out of their comfort zone. So if everything is you are getting here on the with the help of the technology, it is saving your time as well as money. And third myth is UPSC CSE preparation and job cannot go hand in hand. But I'll not say it is completely false. Yes, doing job and the civil service preparation will require utmost discipline and hard work from the individual, and therefore it becomes difficult, but it is not impossible. In fact, we have lot number of students who have got into the topmost rank while they were doing the job. So ultimately, it is the motivation of the student and his willpower that determines whether he wants to prepare in a serious manner or not. Even the working professionals can manage the time and prepare for the UPSC Civil Services examination. The last question, the question number 10th is, what changes could be seen in the UPSC CSE in the upcoming years? Now, this is a difficult question to answer because we don't know what can be the changes in the upcoming years. As of now, this is the pattern of the examination. If there are any changes, etc., then the government will give prior notification. So, there is no, I don't think I am the right person to answer this question as of now because of the limited knowledge what we have. So this were all the questions from the aspirants, and if you have any other doubts, you can mention them in the comment box and I'll try to reply. Thank you very much.